Hey guys, so I'm sure by now you've heard that there's been a bit of a change in the regulations within BC. So we're just going to go through some of the changes that we're going to have to make here in order to stay open. Things are going to look fairly different for the next little while. However, it's just for the safety of us and you guys and our community. So we're not going to complain about them, but we're just going to embrace them. The way that I was kind of getting down on myself today about all the changes that we're going to have to make, but what really did it for me was I just thought back, if on March 20th, when we were all just aching to get back in here, we made the rules that we have that I'm about to go through, you would have been thrilled to be able to come back and do these rules. It's only because we've gotten a little lax, we've maybe had the flow of the classes run a little bit different over the last little while, that these are going to feel like a change. But just think back to that quarantine period. This would have been fantastic for us to be able to do this. So let's just be happy that the door will remain open, even if the gym is going to be slightly different. It's also only 2 weeks guaranteed. Maybe even within those 2 weeks, if everything settles down a bit in BC, things are going to be able to loosen up. So let's stay really strict about them, and yeah, let's talk about them real quick. Okay, number one, masks. Masks are now mandatory in BC if you basically go anywhere public. So we are gonna require them entering and exiting the building. I am also gonna require you to wear them anytime you're outside of your designated workout space. So that even means getting your weights, grabbing your equipment, putting your stuff away. If anytime you leave your square that's gonna be taped off for you, I really am gonna ask you to wear your mask, even going to the bathroom, things like that. Those are the opportunities where we are potentially gonna be within 2 meters of each other. So those are the times that it's super important for us to mask up. So get all your stuff, do your warm up in your mask, whatever, do it all. If when you start your first part or the second part of the workout, you wanna take it off, we're totally okay with that, okay? But it has to remain within your square. Our schedule change. We are no longer offering classes per se. We are still going to be doing the programming, but the class structure is definitely going to be a little bit different. Therefore, we're going to open up our schedule. Classes are now going to be every hour on the hour, basically within the same time frame that we have now. So morning classes will be 6, 7, 8. It'll then jump to 9:30, 10:30, and noon. So you're going to have 6 opportunities to come into the gym in the mornings, which actually just opens it up. It makes it even easier to come to the gym now. In our evenings, we're gonna do 3, and it's gonna be 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, okay? There is one slight change. The 7 a.m. class on Tuesdays and Thursdays is going to be limited to 4 people. Tyler has a long-standing personal training client that we're not going to be changing. However, that is going to take his attention and some of the space in the room away. So it'll only be Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 people at 7 a.m. Shouldn't be an issue. We don't even offer that class right now. Okay? The flow of the class. Basically what's gonna happen is you're gonna enter the gym and we're gonna require you to wash your hands. There's hand sanitizer at the wall, or you can just go in if you'd prefer to use soap. Okay? Come into the gym, wash your hands. Well, I guess drop your stuff and then wash your hands. You're gonna notice the boxes have been moved. We're not gonna put any of our personal belongings on the boxes. In fact, if you don't have to bring any personal belongings in, please don't. Check out the workout beforehand, and you'll know what you need that day. Just leave it in your car if you can. Otherwise, the seats at the front is still gonna be open. But once again, we're just gonna really try to be really good about not having to get within that 2 meters of each other. So the less stuff you have, the better. Ideally, you'll walk in the gym, you'll walk into your square, and you'll be ready to go, okay? Once you have washed your hands, you set your stuff down, and you're in your square, there's gonna be a warm-up written up on one of the small whiteboards, or maybe even the big whiteboard, we'll see. Okay, the warm-up is gonna be written up. You get to start it whenever you get here. We're not gonna be running it, everyone doing the exact same thing at the exact same time, and that's just to minimize that congestion, right? If everyone's grabbing barbells at the exact same time, it's way easier for us all to get within 6 feet. If everyone's doing it 3-4 minutes separated, that's fantastic. We never have to be close to one another, okay? So you'll then do your warm-up. You're gonna notice that the gym is gonna have 8 large squares on the floor. I'm kind of done that over here on my beautiful demonstration. So along the rig, we're gonna have 4 squares, which are gonna be in line with the squat racks. And then there's gonna be 4 more blue squares, or a different color, we'll see whatever duct tape I can find tomorrow, in the mains part of the gym. Now, every workout for the next 2 weeks is gonna be a 2-parter. You're gonna have your warm up, then there's gonna be a red square workout and a blue square workout. It doesn't matter which one you do first. The warm up will get you ready for both of them. Once you are, the warm up or the red square will be written out. You can do that. Then you'll wait until there's a red square available, and then you'll swap with someone, okay? You're still gonna be required to clean your area fully before we swap. There might be a little bit of overlap where you're wanting to get into your red square, but they're all full. That's fine. Start warming up for the red square things in the blue square. Kind of confusing, but I think it's gonna be okay. You know what I mean? Even if it's something like back squats, well, that's fine. At light back squats, you just clean the bar up, jump it onto your back, and start doing all your warm-up sets, even in your blue square. Boom, red square is now available. You can head over there, and you're ready to jump into your stuff. Okay, the classes are still coached. Tyler will be here every morning, I will be here every evening, and we will still be helping you on what the moves are, technique, all that kind of stuff. It's just not gonna be 3, 2, 1, go. So that being said, please bring your cell phone with a timer on it. Gym Timer is the one that we use, and we can help you get that set up if you want. But if it's gonna be like an EMOM or something, we're gonna require you to do your own timer. Like we had said, just so there's less congestion. Everyone ideally will be starting and finishing kind of at different times so that we never get too many people doing the same thing at once. Okay, that is your flow. Intensity. Now, here's the big caveat of today's rules change. No high intensity interval training. Are we hit? No, but I would bet in the eyes of someone like Bonnie Henry, we're probably under that category. So things are just gonna look a little bit more strength and cardio based. Not the end of the world. Strength and cardio has been around for hundreds of years. People are still really fit when they separate them, right? There's no issues there. So everyone loves Thursdays, right? Because Thursdays are strength day. Get ready for 2 weeks of a lot of strength day. Yes, it's gonna be constantly varied. We're still gonna change it up. However, you're gonna notice things like on the deadlifts, even on the app, it's gonna say for quality. We're not gonna record a time because we don't care what your time is. We want you to move well, okay? You will still be able to enter the weight you did on your dumbbell or on your barbell in those deadlifts so that we're still tracking our progress. It's just gonna be a different take on what are we looking for to progress. Right? Once again, there's nothing wrong with that. If you have a rower, it might literally be like 20 minutes of rowing. It's just cardio, right? So you're gonna have to go at a pretty low intensity because you're on there for a lot longer than we typically are. Once again, this isn't bad. Constantly varied is literally one of the things that we strive for in CrossFit. So if our constantly varied is gonna look a little bit more like a regular gym for the next 2 weeks, I don't think that's a bad thing. Right? We can totally embrace that. We can still work on a ton of weaknesses, right? We're still gonna be doing back squats and deadlifts and rowing and pull-ups. It's just gonna be a little bit more segmented. For example, if you're in one of the red squares, i.e. doing pull-ups, toes to bar, and all that kind of stuff, you will not also be doing a barbell within that workout, right? We just don't have the space for that. So that's how it's gonna kind of, the flow and the intensity is gonna change, but the workouts are still gonna be fantastic. Up next, belongings, we kind of talked about that. Please just leave as few things in the gym as possible. Leave it in your vehicle. Change rooms and bathrooms, we're just gonna ask that only one person goes into the back room at a time. So if you know someone's in the washroom, wait in your square until they're back in their square and then go, right? All these little changes I know might seem silly or like too much, but it's really the only way that we're ever gonna get back to normal is if we don't listen to the rules. A, we can get fined, B, we can get shut down, and C, it's just not progressing humanity back to where we want it to go to. So we're gonna do our job, we're asking you to do your job so that everything can get back to normal as soon as possible. Finally, fans. Unfortunately, fans have been officially given the no by WorkSafe BC. However, they are encouraging doors to remain open. Pending weather, we can't just keep them wide open because A, it's gonna freeze everyone in here. It's just not healthy to work out in that amount of cold. And B, we can't afford the heating bill to keep it hot and the door open. So we're gonna kind of do that based on the time of day and all that stuff. But if you're dying, just go open the door. We're not gonna get that upset. Yes? Close the door when you're done working out. but no fans, and please do not leave the gym huffing and puffing. You're not really gonna huff and puff anymore, right? It's gonna definitely be a different take on your workouts, so that shouldn't be an issue. But all we ask is if your workout finishes, sit down in your little square, catch your breath, and then carry on instead of leaving or going somewhere else within the gym. Cool? We're gonna record who came to the gym, but we're not writing anything on the whiteboard. That's not what this is about. We're adapting, we're changing. That will all come back one day. For now, it's just not gonna be the case. Okay? If you have any questions, please let me know. But yeah, let's just stay positive. Let's keep this together. I'm so grateful that our doors are allowed to stay open, even if we're not CrossFit per se. That's okay. We can still stay fit. We can stay healthy, and we can get hopefully back to some normalcy as soon as possible. So thanks guys, let me know if you have any issues. If not, I'll see you at the gym tomorrow. Bye.